There are two or three aspects uh, to this question. One is the aspect of change in policy. Government of India had a policy where private sector was not allowed uh, to be involved in large defense activities. Manufacture of like guns, for example, like what we make, or manufacture of other large defense platforms. That was the preserve of uh, the government sector or the public sector or the ordnance factories as it was at that time. So there was a big need for change in policy. And this all started when Prime Minister Modi, after he became Prime Minister, started the process of Make in India in December 2014. And this whole Make in India process was articulated for each sector of industry. Defense also was one of the sectors of industry. And this was then taken forward by late Mr. Parrikar, who was then the Defense Minister of India. He did a lot of work in how the policy needed to be changed, how it needed to be articulated. He formed several committees to do that, and then we had Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, who became Defense Minister. She pushed that policy agenda forward, of course, with full support of the Honorable Prime Minister. And then now we have Mr. Rajnath Singh, who is doing the same thing. So I think to a large extent, the one element that has made this happen was change in policy and policy environment. So the policy environment was licensing the private sector, making it the whole process fast and quick, making it flexible, and then of course unleashing the private sector to do their own bit, which is what companies like us are doing. Develop technology, invest in facilities, create products, and so that is the second process. The third process, which is even more complicated, is after you have made products, you have to get the products tested and approved by the services, whether it's the Army, whether it's the Navy, whether it's the Air Force. And this is a complex process because that whole process of testing products takes a few years. And somehow, we still haven't got to changing this whole process of doing it faster. Hopefully in the next few years it will become faster. But by and large, these are the three elements that have enabled, let's say, private sector to come in, that has enabled the whole Atmanirbhar Bharat agenda to really get articulated and happen on the ground. Saying is one thing, but making it on the ground is another thing. I think we are getting there. If you look at artillery guns, for example, if you look at small arms, if you look at ammunition, I think we are pretty much 100% self-reliant. We can design everything, we can make everything. There are many companies. Like in this whole process, there are at least 3 or 4 companies. And you don't need more than 2-3 companies in each sector. Nowhere in the world do you have more than 2 companies in each sector. Okay? You can't have 100 companies making the same thing, because there's no chance that 100 companies will be able to develop their own technologies and do all those kind of things. So you look at the United States, they have 2 companies in the land systems business, okay, BAE and General Dynamics. They have 3 companies making aircrafts, okay, they have Boeing, they have Lockheed Martin, and they have one more company. They have 1 company that makes engines, 2 companies that makes engines for aircrafts, General Electric and Pratt and Whitney. So it's always 2 or 3 companies everywhere in the world who do these things. So in India we have, if you look at the artillery business, we have Bharat Forge, which is a private sector company. Then you have the old ordnance factory in Kanpur, which has got converted into a corporation now. That makes this, and then you have Tata's that makes. So you have 3 companies there who are engaged in this. And for India, it's more than enough. The best part of all Atmanirbhar Bharat is that if you own the IP and you own the technology and you have the ability to manufacture this like we have, we manufacture everything ourselves, right from making the steel to making the forgings to making the parts to making the trucks, we do ourselves. Now with that, you can then aim to become amongst the top 2 or 3 in the world in your business. See, when Bharat Forge started manufacturing automotive components, we were a small player. When I started working, this company was 2-3 crores of rupees in revenue, selling to domestic players like Mahindra, Kirloskar Oil Engines, Tata Motors, like things like that, but very small amount. Today we are a global player. We are India's first multinational in manufacturing. We supply to every marquee brand, whether it's Mercedes, whether it's Audi, whether it's Volvo, whether it's General Motors. We supply to everybody in the world. Now, that's the kind of thing that will happen in the defense equipment space. And I'm hoping that by 2030, the Honorable Prime Minister has put a target that our exports must reach something like $5 billion. I think we should do better than that. And a private sector company with a product that is fully designed by us and manufactured by us. So it's a credit to our engineers, our technicians, what they have been able to do. And products like this is not just metal. It has a tremendous amount of electronics, electronic controls. It has got a digital system. It has got artificial intelligence system. There are all kinds of things. So when you are looking at defense products, you have to start learning to master those technologies also. Of course, we are very good at metals technology. That is, we are, I would say, one of the world's top metallurgists. Let's put it that way. And these other technologies like digital, like control system, computers, artificial intelligence. Now we are learning. We have almost 100 odd people in this game, and fortunately in India we have a lot of good companies. Even in Pune we have a lot of good companies who are our suppliers, who have expertise in this area. So we all work together. Well, we have developed almost 6 artillery platforms, right from the ULH. Indian government bought the ULH from America, called the M777. We have our own ULH designed by ourselves. I think far superior. Then we have the 155 millimeter 105 gun platform, ultralight, which is on a truck. You can see it outside. It's very unique. It's the first time in the world. Even the US Army is looking at that platform. Then we have the 155 millimeter 52 caliber ATAGS, which was developed along with DRDO. And that has finished all the trials, and now it will get inducted in the armed forces. Then we have our own 155 millimeter 52 caliber called Bharat 52, which is the ATAGS is a fully electronic and electrical platform, whereas the conventional gun platforms are all hydraulic. So we have a hydraulic platform. Then we have a 155 millimeter 45 caliber gun platform. We have a 39 caliber gun platform, and we have mounted guns like on a truck. So we have almost 7-8 gun platforms. Then we have supplied to the Indian Army something called the DTMD, that is metal detection for detecting mines. Then we have supplied M4, which is the armored vehicles, which was developed, designed and produced here in this company. Now we have designed and developed some air defense missile systems which we make in Hyderabad. But that's under I wouldn't say that's our product, because that is done with a license from a foreign company. But it was used during one of the government operations. Anyway, I can't tell you all that details. And we are developing small arms with our own technology with the help of DRDO. So DRDO is an amazing organization. It has got a lot of scientists and engineers who understand all these things, and I think they are the people who are developing technology and giving to industry. That's also been one of the policy changes that kind of took place. So you have multiple avenues of technology within the country. DRDO is one avenue of technology. Second is your own company. You also have to do your own research, development. We have a big research center. We have more than 200 engineers there who do work in this. We are developing now some systems for Navy, torpedo systems and things like that. So this is a field where nothing ends, it kind of keeps just going on. It's a complete platform. It's a 155 millimeter gun mounted on a truck. It's, like this is a gun we are building for Indian Army mounted on a truck. It's a similar vehicle but on a smaller truck. And a country in West Asia has selected us to supply them. And now we are, for the first time we had a defense expo that was only meant for Indian companies. And Indian companies to showcase the products that Indian companies made by themselves. So it was in this defense expo, and little while before that when people have been coming and visiting us, but largely in the west, a border which is all flat and desert. Then we have from the northeast to northwest to northeast, Himalayas. It's 2,000 kilometers of borders which are difficult borders. And if you look at what happened in Galwan in 2020, that was at 20,000 feet. And you won't need to make weapons, you need to make products that will work at 20,000 feet. And I think we were able to do that because we made a vehicle. It's not here, unfortunately, the Kalyani M4. And we sent that to Galwan in 2020. Now the army uses that vehicle. And it's become a very popular vehicle. It's a bulletproof vehicle, armored vehicle. So, these are the kind of things. So when you have your own technology, you can do many things with it.